Welcome back to Respect the Dead, the podcast where we don't.
Sweaty, it's no surprise that everybody celebrated your demise, and now worms are eating your eyes. So don't you worry your rotten head as you sleep in your sodden bed. It's time to respect the dead. It's time to respect the dead. It's time to respect the dead.
Okay, so this is part 2 of a 3-part series on Charles Manson. And if you haven't seen part 1, do go watch that one first.
Do that, yeah. That'd
Twice
be
even.
Oh my God, yes.
Like just
Give
for
us-
us. It's
give
not
us
going to benefit you in any
engagement,
way. Yeah. I'm Kaylin. I actually don't know if I said that at the beginning of the first episode.
Oh no, we
Dr.
just
Kaylin
jumped
Conrad.
in.
Okay.
We just jumped in. Dr. Kaylin Conrad, and I'm Hoots.
And we live here. And we
Hmm.
tell you things about horrible people.
Mhm.
Good.
We live here on the
is that
internet.
That's enough preamble. Okay. When we last left off, Charlie had started up his family of young women, and they were constantly getting incredibly high while being monitored by David Smith at the clinic. This is a clinic where, like a health and wellness clinic that was more, well, I guess you could, if you asked a lot of people, they would be like, being fed government LSD is my health and wellness.
Is wellness.
But I don't
That is
necessarily. Given everything that became of it, I'm going to go ahead and say maybe it wasn't. And that is where he dropped acid for the first time, which is wild. David Smith was an LSD and amphetamine rodent researcher. Which is hilarious. He was like, I've been trying this on rats, so I think it should work well on Charles Manson.
Yeah.
He claimed Manson's personality shift was the most dramatic transformation he had ever seen in his career.
Did he go from asshole to angel?
He basically stopped wanting to be like a sketchy little criminal and wanted to be a sketchy little cult leader. I actually
he was like,
preferred
I'm
him stealing
literally
cars.
Jesus.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, his personality really has changed, but it's like not for the better. So during this time, Manson, fueled by drugs, was concocting his future cult's ideology piece by piece. And it was a mishmash of various things he'd picked up along the way.
He spent some time studying Scientology.
Yeah.
Just like as our little
Scientology,
refresher.
The regular old Bible, Stranger in a Strange Land, Dale Carnegie's self-help gospel, and of course, the Beatles. It's always
the worst of the bunch. Self-help and the Beatles.
The Beatles come into this like so frequently and have so much of an influence on the trajectory of Charles Manson. Charles Manson.
He was a stan. He was a Beatles stan.
He was a Beatles stan.
Yeah.
To the point where they were scared of him.
Yeah.
Also, I probably should have mentioned it. Dale Carnegie's self-help gospel is how to win friends and influence people. It is that, like, I think a lot of people know the name of the book, but nobody really cares about Dale fucking Carnegie.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I don't know what's inside of it because I don't know what's inside of any self-help book. I don't need help. I'm doing it on my own.
So he may have cribbed from the Process Church of Final Judgment. Their theology involves a Satan Jesus like buddy reunion at the end of the apocalypse, and they get together to judge humanity. And,
oh my God.
Which I think is really cute.
It was all, we tricked you. We're actually best friends. And now we're going to tell you which one of you gets to go to the good place.
Like, it actually sounds really funny. And I would be okay with it. Like, I feel like I'd be one of the people that would be like, oh, you got me.
Yeah.
Egg on my face. So there's like for Manson, there's a lot of not like real apocalyptic. Well, I guess it's apocalyptic. He has a lot of visions of a terrible fate that is coming for everyone. And he thinks he is at the center of it, as people usually do when they come up with these conspiracies and prophecies. Nobody ever really has a prophecy that's like, and it never had anything to do with me.
No, the world is bad and worse things are coming. And I'm actually the savior. I'm the solution to all of our problems.
And listen, I didn't want to be the savior, and I don't call myself a hero. You probably should, but it's like the opposite of the reluctant hero journey.
So like, please make me your hero journey.
So his DIY theology quickly attracted a group of eager followers because if you're high on LSD, a religion made by someone high on LSD with a direct connection to getting said LSD, like it feels like it fits, right?
Yeah.
Like, I have no reason to believe you're not God.
When you're high on LSD, isn't everyone God? Like, isn't that part of it? So you're like, oh my God, everything's interconnected.
Think about it. I haven't.
We're all God.
We're all God. And also, we're not God. And also, he's God because he gets me drugs. Personally, by this point, he looks sketchy as hell. Like, I'm going to send you a photo, but this is around where he starts.
LSD?
This is where he starts to look like
Charles Manson.
Remember him. Yeah. Like good old regular, you should be in prison, Charlie. Real, I would not get in a car with this guy. You know what I mean?
There he is. He's staring just a little too intensely. And something about being high all the time just makes people forget to run a brush through their hair.
He looks exactly like fucking Joe Goldberg in You. I can never... Penley Badger.
Penley Badger, that's him.
Something close to that.
Yeah.
He's giving that, where it's like, I can tell that you're hot under there, but you look crazy as hell.
I need you to just like relax your eyelids a little bit.
Yeah. Calm down. Don't yell at me while you're looking at me. And by yell at me, I mean shut your mouth, by which I mean shut your eyes. Like, there's
a lot of pictures. There's a lot of pictures of me from high school because I desperately wanted to have big round eyes and I don't. So there's a lot of pictures where I would like try to hold them open.
This feels bad.
And then I look insane.
His eyes must have been so, ow, that hurt. My body recently started eating my eyes, so I probably shouldn't try this stuff.
Oh, yeah, your poor little eyes.
Yeah, I'm losing the appeal here almost completely. And I was looking up because I'm like a boomer. I basically went to like, did Manson have charisma.com? Basically, I typed that into YouTube and I got this video, which doesn't have anything to do with his charisma whatsoever, but does demonstrate his complete lack of it. And it's also so funny. It should start at 17 seconds.
Okay, this is amazing.
I fucking love him.
I love when we watch media.
Like, I don't love
here.
him, but...
Okay, I'm clicking now. 3, 2, 1.
Or when I again asked him to define his unique charm. What do you think it is about you that makes people want to be a part of whatever it is you're a part of?
I'm brand new. Everything I do is always brand new.
Yeah.
I'm on the premise of reality. I walk a real road. I'm a real person inside. I'm not a phony. I don't put on no airs. I say what I think. You see what I'm saying?
Aren't you putting on an air now? Aren't you putting on an air?
Is it? When you look it back, see if it's an air. See it when you get it. Someone sees it and goes by and they say, "Hey, how you doing?" I say, "Pretty good. How you be?"
Pretty good. How you be? Okay, so like this is the kind, like I find him hilarious.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, but like, you know, if I saw him on the street, I would walk on the other side of the street. But there is a certain type of charisma to it. Like people find that kind of randomness and like faux
oh my God.
deepness.
He's girlfriend with bag of chips on the head.
Oh my God. He is so like, oh, she's so random. And like, they find that like both funny and they think it's like deeper than it is. And like, he would absolutely fill a lecture hall full of like men in their 20s who think that he's saying something profound. You know what I mean?
And I
I'm
guess
actually
also if
surprised
you're
that
on
he had so many girl
LSD,
followers.
like,
oh yeah, if you're on drugs, period.
Yeah.
But even like, I do feel like there's a lot of young men in their 20s who've never done drugs who would be like, no, but he's tapping into
absolutely.
the universal subconscious. Like he is just
And
quirked up Chungus Jordan Peterson.
There definitely were men in the family as well.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them were like,
all people are toilets. He'll piss in all the toilets. All people are his dirty little piss queens.
APAT, all people are toilets. According to Manson, I'm ATAB, assigned toilet at birth. I'm a lesbian, gay, bisexual
adorable.
toilet.
I love that. Put that in your Twitter bio.
Okay, so now Manson may not appear to be charismatic because of how he looks like a perverted freak who lives in the woods, but he learned how to convince people to do what he wanted in jail. So he had that course I told you about, but he also got what were referred to as pimp lessons from pimps in prison, which taught him how to break down women before giving them just a little bit of positive attention to get them to do what he wanted. So that combined with the Scientology, combined with his how to win friends and influence people course, like he is just like he's going around absorbing as much information as he can about basically
how to
control
people.
And manipulate people.
When you said pimp lessons at first, I was like quietly hoping that it's like how to pick out like a good velour suit and how to trick out your ride.
No, not in the MTV way.
Yeah.
Not like pimp my lesson.
Pimp my life, please.
Pimp my prison.
Some more bright colors.
So he learned how to condition people to do things against their best interest by making them feel like it was their only option.
Of course. Yeah. Like a cult. Like a cult leader.
A little like a cult, you could say. I don't want to be inflammatory or defamatory, but it's feeling a little culty. So he sets himself up as like a basically like psychedelic street preacher. He's trying to lure in the hippies, but he's not really teaching anything to do with like what's going on right now. Like he's at the epicenter of hippie counterculture during the Summer of Love, but it's like he's mostly talking about himself and like an upcoming race war. Is not Summer of Love, but they were on drugs, so I guess it didn't really matter.
He was catching all the drug addicts in the Summer of Love who were kind of like sifted out of the main counterculture. He's the counterculture.
Yeah. And the name Manson family, he didn't choose that. That was given to him by prosecutor Vincent Bugliosi, who is the one who wrote Helter Skelter.
Okay.
The main book.
Helter Skelter is the only book I've heard of because that was like...
Oh, it was big
the Beatles
for a
song
very
that was
long
his
time.
Name for the race war.
So Manson allegedly told his followers that they were the reincarnated original Christians.
Okay.
All the first Christians who were there with Christ.
Like the disciples. Yeah.
Yeah, like the good ones, the big ones.
The ones that the chapters of the book are named after.
Yeah. And he was like, and the establishment, like everyone against us, these are just like the Romans reincarnated. Like they are trying to take us down. Around 1967, he started going by Charles Willis Manson because Charles Millis, I guess, wasn't like... I mean, it's not a name.
Millis is a weird name. It's not a name.
I would no. Just he was probably like he probably just like took the M and was like, "That's better."
Yeah, Willis is also not a great name.
No,
it's a little dorky, but
it's not feeling guru.
Like he should have put the Maddox back in his name because Maddox was great. Charles Maddox Manson.
Yeah, perfect.
That's a name.
That's a name you can trust.
As the name expert, yeah, that is a name you can trust. Oh my God, if my last name was actually Manson, I would start a business and the tagline would be like, Manson, a name you could trust.
Oh my God. And if you did it with your family?
Oh my God.
Manson and family, a name you can trust.
Manson and family, a name you can trust.
Unhinged.
You gotta have a little sense of humor about your name, you know? As somebody who's named Hoopman,
I mean, we could call that a name, but we don't have to. It feels like a cryptid, like the Hootman. Wander, yeah.
The Hootman,
Like
yeah.
Mothman.
You got,
Well,
you
like
gotta
the
behave
Mothman.
or the Hootman is gonna kidnap you from your
Yeah.
bed.
It's like the Mothman, but the Owlman.
Yeah.
So by the end of the summer, he and his crew hit the road in a tricked out seatless school bus filled with pillows and rugs, which sounds like
Okay,
so much fun,
that's
but
dope.
like
That's
you know
literally
these
that
bitches
scene
were
from
like
Across the
rolling and like
Universe.
hitting fucking walls in
Oh,
there. And
100%. They were also
the
high on LSD.
concussions.
Again, like that whole scene
I know.
from Across the Universe with it's Bono, right? Bono singing it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I think a tricked out seatless school bus lined with pillows and rugs, which was not moving, but was like parked under
So
a
cool.
shady
So
tree,
cute.
would be
Yeah.
so cozy to have like drinks in, maybe a
Yeah.
little spread,
If
maybe
that
a
was
lot
like
of
your
drugs.
little back house,
Yeah.
I would love to have one as a back house.
Oh,
like
yes.
that's the little guest house.
Put a
that
real
people
air
stay
conditioner in one of the windows.
In. Yeah.
Like not so you don't have to like
That's
use
so cute.
gasoline or whatever. Oh, I would fuck with that. And like a cute little like hippie summer of love mural on the
Aesthetic.
outside.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Be super cute.
Or even just like if it was butter yellow. I'm obsessed with butter yellow right now.
Oh, yeah. It's a great color. Very Sabrina Carpenter coded.
I've heard of her. Are we talking about her hair or
Yeah, and I think she just wears that color a lot too.
that's
She
fair.
wears a lot of colors, but
I've recently started wearing a color.
oh my goodness. I noticed. I saw. Shock. Horror.
So they eventually put down roots in coastal LA spots like Topanga Canyon. Never heard of it. Actually, I think I stayed there.
It's nice.
Malibu
Yeah, you did.
and Venice.
You've been there, baby. Okay, so they're staying in nice places.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, I need to be
because-
somewhere where I've got the sea breeze
Yes, because
and people with money
they-
around.
People with money around, they have access to LSD. So party people in the city know that the Mansons have
Buy
the
it from
hookup,
them. Yeah.
and girls.
Hookup and
So,
girls.
a lot of girls, wherever Manson was, there was going to be LSD and like 20 women. So
20 women
like,
between the ages of 16 and what, 25? So
yeah, basically, yeah. So the core cult cast by this point includes Mary Brunner, the original girl that he moved in with and then brought Squeaky in.
Mhm.
Charles Tex Watson, musician, ex-actor, future murderer. I love this next guy's name. Bobby Beausoleil? Like Bobby
Ooh, that's
Goodson?
a great name. Beausoleil.
Yeah, isn't that gorgeous?
That's a
Beausoleil?
great name.
Bobby Beausoleil.
Bobby
Amazing.
Beausoleil.
Musician, porn actor, general wildcard.
Ooh, love that.
I know. He sounds cool
He
as hell,
sounds
but
interesting. Yeah.
he was not cool as hell.
Oh.
What with all the murders and what may have you? He loves stabbing.
See, I can't get down with that. If you're just
no.
like a musician and a porn star who happened to hang out with some people and do some LSD with people who happened to end up killing somebody, I'm not going to blame you for that. But if you take
Whomst
part in any of the
amongst
stabbing,
us?
whomst amongst us hasn't hung out with like a killer once or twice by mistake?
Yeah, I mean, it's usually an accident. Most people find that out the hard way, but the people who don't, we're going to blame them for being alive? No. Susan Atkins and Patricia Krenwinkel and Leslie Van Houten, which is,
Oh my God, very close to my name.
yeah, definitely a name.
Van Houten is Dutch, though. The Vans.
It's H-O-U.
Yeah, H-O-U.
In 1967, family member Mary Brunner became pregnant by Manson, and she gave birth to their son, Valentine Michael Manson. These are all murderer names. On April 15th, 1968, surrounded by several Manson girls serving as midwives in a condemned house in Topanga Canyon, because nothing says newborn friendly like a condemned house. Ugh. And they all had crazy fucking nicknames. Each one of them had like 10 nicknames. Like, I'm not going to go through all these people's nicknames.
Of course they do. Oh my God, these fucking
Brunner,
cults, they love them.
Brunner was Mariachi, Auk, Mother Mary, Mary Manson, Linda D. Manson, Christine Mary Utz. I think a lot of these nicknames are also like if they were to go rob somebody and give a different name, it would be one of these.
Give a false name. Yeah.
Yeah. In the book Love Needs Care, David Smith from the medical clinic claimed Manson used LSD and unconventional sexual practices to brainwash his followers into obedient, thoughtless vessels.
Is that like a medical way of saying the dick was so good it made you commit crimes?
I don't even
Was that
know like
a
what
medical way of being like that dick goes crazy?
Like basically they would all be on LSD and he would like microdose. So he could be a little high, but like have more control than everybody else. And then they would have like orgies and shit. According to Paul Watkins, the Manson family member, he said, and this isn't verbatim, Charlie's trip was to get us to do what he wanted. Like right. We all were tripping on LSD, but like the thing that he wanted to do, like everyone was like, let's get high tonight. And he's like, well, I'm going to get high in my own way. Okay. The way any sane, normal, not creepy man would by trying to brainwash people. And just like he wanted to see how far he could go, I think. Right. Is what a lot of people are trying to say. Like he got a kick out of it.
And I think the assumption back then was that LSD was a brainwashing drug, which is why the CIA was studying it. So he's like, I'll just give you massive amounts of LSD and see if you do what I want. Yeah. And then they did.
And it all worked out for the best. And the CIA never did anything. You could say
he was doing science. He was doing a little bit of science.
Oh, sorry if you hate science.
Yeah, trust the science.
I'm sorry. I believe scientists.
Yeah.
By April 1968, as everything with the clinic was wrapping up, Manson now had about 20 followers. And these are all...
Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. I have 74,507 subscribers. That's so lame.
20 followers?
Followers?
I bet if I created an account right now and said follow this account, I would have 20 followers in like 3 minutes.
In like a second. Yeah.
And, okay. And this is all happening while his parole officer sees him like starting a fucking cult and doing LSD. At no point is he like, hey, stop.
Like, at least he's making friends.
Oh, yeah,
at least he's making friends. He's not
so proud. I'm so proud of Charlie.
People. He's having sex with them by drugging them, not raping them, which is fine. It's
because he got the drugs from us, and we're into finding out what people might do or what people might do to others. And I guess nobody said anything to him. He was like considered to be following the letter of the law for the most part, I guess, as much as like anybody in the late 60s was.
Technically illegal at that point.
Yeah. But in July of 1967, Manson was arrested for trying to stop cops from arresting his follower, Ruth Ann Morehouse. I guess she was probably doing sex work and they were trying to pick her up. Sex work that he would have sent her out to do.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really protecting his follower. He was protecting
himself.
Yeah. And whatever cash she might have had on her.
Yeah.
Instead of prison, he got a slap on the wrist. The charge was downgraded to a misdemeanor and he scored 3 more years of probation. Then in July of 1968, he dodged charges again after crashing the family bus into a ditch while they were moving to LA. These bitches were driving on LSD. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's actually amazing that they lived, that they didn't just die in the bus.
Oh my God, alternate timeline.
Would have been a better time. I wonder what Sharon Tate would be doing now.
Hopefully divorced, I will say.
I hope so.
Cops found Manson, Mary Brunner, and the baby and several other family members sleeping naked in the wreckage because they were like...
Okay, this is how they survived, though. They were like the way that like drunk drivers tend to survive drunk driving incidents
because they're relaxed and they don't.
They're like noodles.
Up. Yeah, you can't break your neck.
Unbelievable.
Can't break my neck if it's jelly. Like car flipping, and you're like, woo!
This is so evil.
Like a little like do you know those little? They're like tubes and they're like rubber and filled with liquid. And as you push on it, it like expands
Yes.
out the other side.
Yeah.
It's like taking like a box of those and shaking it. Like, all these people on the bus just like throwing and like banging against the walls, but just being like, and then just like waking up as the cops are like, hello, are you okay? And they're like, oh, what's going on?
Oh, what time is it?
Oh. Iconic. But not, they had a baby in there. So slightly less iconic.
Oh my God.
You know, they put that baby like on a pillow in the back of the van. I was like, let's start her up.
Yeah.
The baby's like fucking rolling around. They're like, keep it back here. I don't want it rolling under the brake again. He was arrested again shortly after this time for a drug offense, but was released just days later. They just keep letting him out.
They always do this. They're just like, all right, you little scamp. Don't get into any more trouble.
I'm naming my baby after him, and its name is going to be recidivism. Like the idea that they're like
beautiful.
I'm red for sure, or like div. Maybe seedy. Seedy is cute.
Seedy's really cute.
But like at some point, just keep him in prison. Like, how many times can you do something like this while on probation and your probation officer's like, oh, don't worry about him. It's fine. He's on government LSD.
But
like,
Kaylin, he's a mid-white man.
Mm-hmm.
We have to let him go.
I'm sorry. It says right here, mid-white. Around this time was around the time, and I know you know about this, but the listeners might not, he was becoming heavily intertwined with the fucking Beach Boys. I covered that he met one of them, Dennis, in the intro to the first episode, but I wasn't joking when I said literally the next day after he picked up the girls hitchhiking, there was like 10 or 12 people living in his house. Like he left them at his house, went to work to the recording studio, came back, and they had moved everybody fucking else into the house, including Charles Manson.
I knew that there had been a connection between Charles Manson and the Beach Boys, but I actually don't know that much about it. I didn't know that he squatted like 50 people at his house.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking fairy tale characters from Shrek.
I know. Like just, and I imagine both in like the lore and in appearance and behavior.
The same.
Like, there was like some fucking Pinocchio swinging from the chandelier or whatever the fuck,
absolutely.
right? Like,
and this poor ass ogre is like,
yeah,
what are you doing in my house?
Happening here? So when he asked Manson if Manson was going to hurt him, like he got out of his car, saw him in the driveway. Manson walked up and he's like, are we good here? Like, are we? And Manson kissed his feet. In the book, Manson in his own words, Manson claimed he first met Wilson at a friend's house in San Francisco while trying to buy weed. Manson said Wilson gave him his Sunset Boulevard address and invited him to visit if he ever came to LA, although Wilson does not remember this ever happening. Yeah. And also, come visit me if you're in LA is not move into my home with 12 women.
Yeah. Like,
that's insane.
That means call me up if you're ever in town and maybe I'll answer.
To buy weed from you.
Yeah.
Not to move in.
Not to move in.
So over the following months, the number of women in Wilson's home doubled. And he was now paying for all of their expenses, which totaled around $100,000. And these expenses included a major medical bill because they all had to go get treated for gonorrhea, on top of the $21,000 in damages after they kept crashing his expensive, uninsured, like luxury cars.
Okay. I think it's very noble that he paid for all their gonorrhea treatment, but also I am going to blame him a little bit here. Why didn't you call the cops? And why is your car uninsured?
Sometimes victims are at fault.
Yeah, it's true.
His car was
Sometimes
uninsured
you gotta
because he
blame
was
him.
like, I bought them not to use them. I bought them to just like have in the driveway as a status symbol, I would imagine.
This was clearly before that was a legal requirement then, huh?
Yeah. For probably this exact reason. But once the cultists start driving your cars, you get them
You gotta get that
insured.
insured, honey.
Although I doubt, this woman who's squatting in my house drove it would
Is
be
covered?
okay with the
Yeah.
insurance company. Yeah.
I don't know that that's actually on your coverage.
He's like, I specifically got the cult.
The cult coverage.
The cult
If a cult
coverage.
comes and
They give-
destroys my car, you replace it at up to 80% of its value.
So Wilson and Manson would sing together and chat, and Wilson really enjoyed treating the women as his servants. Like he was.
Oh, so that's why he didn't call the cops. That's why
Yeah.
he didn't say, there's a bunch of people who just moved into my house.
Oh, he's having sex with these women. He's doing the drugs. He's using Manson as a hookup. And like in his
and
mind,
is he
he's
still
like,
alive?
No, he did a lot of drugs. Almost 100% sure he died not that long after. 1983.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh my
Well,
gosh, and
it
he was
had-
like the exact same age too.
Yeah. He didn't make it very
Pretty
long.
Well, fuck you. Glad you're dead.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
So and I'm sorry, I don't care what age these girls, I mean, I do care what age these girls are if it's underage, but these are whatever age they are. They have been recruited. Most of them were in a position where they were vulnerable, easy to prey on. They are being
This
sex
is not what
trafficked,
consent looks
including
like.
to him.
Yeah.
Like
This is sex trafficking. This
Yeah.
is sex trafficking.
he basically got like a live-in harem, and he was into it for a while. And yeah, he wants to pay for their fucking gonorrhea treatment because
he's
he doesn't
fucking
want
them.
fucking gonorrhea.
Okay, so it's not noble then. It wasn't just like, hey, a lot of you are sick. I'm going to take you to the clinic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
don't
were
worry about
also
it.
like they
just
also
buy
like
me dinner
cleaned the
sometime.
house and like cooked. Like they were
Oh my
servants
God,
basically,
fuck
like
this
they're not just
guy.
like fucking sex slaves. And he gets to be like elevated to the same status as Manson while Manson's there. I mean, maybe not the same
Yeah.
status, but like, he's
Second in command.
treated extremely well because Manson wants to record music and he's using
Yeah,
Wilson.
he wants to be a musician, right?
He doesn't like him. He doesn't
Yeah.
care about him. He doesn't respect him. He wants studio time and to use, obviously, a fucking Beach Boy to do his networking. Like the Beach Boys were big.
God, he would have been such a menace on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. His apology video after he got canceled would go so hard. His little ukulele.
interpretive dance.
And this is the late 60s. So the Beach Boys, they're faltering, but the Beatles are doing well. So Wilson pays for studio time so Manson can go record his original songs.
Which we are going to listen to in the morgue, right?
Yeah, we will be listening to those. Only YouTube members and Patreon members will be able to access that. We're going to listen to a bunch of them and have some drinks. They're not great. He introduced Manson to music industry insiders, including Greg Jacobson, Terry Melcher, Rudy Altobelli. Rudy Altobelli owned the house later rented to Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski. Jacobson was first impressed by Manson's persona as an artist, philosopher, and lifestylist, which I guess is more what they called someone than like a guru back then. Although I'm pretty sure we're not even supposed to be saying guru now. That feels a little appropriative and used in like a really almost always derogatory way.
An influencer.
Yes, an early influencer.
An influencer.
Much better. And Jacobson funded more of the recording sessions. When Wilson's lease ended, he moved out of the house and left the Mansons there. I think he had his film and was like, well, you're the landlord's problem now. So the landlord evicted them, which is something that Wilson...
Successfully?
Yep. They were out. Manson later claimed that they had met at a San Francisco house while getting weed, as I said earlier, but like nobody else believed that. Like Manson showed up where he wanted to show up. He took advantage of who he wanted to take advantage of, and he would do it as long as he possibly could.
He just got away with it. Oh my God.
Yeah. They were there for 6 months. That's a long time. Manson recorded songs at Brian Wilson's home studio, but the tracks were never released to the public. And band engineer Stephen Desper said the recordings were done for Dennis Wilson and Terry Melcher. So like he had connections. He was building a rapport with people, but I think a lot of people were still uncertain. Because like, yes, he had a following. Yes, people were like, oh, you got to meet this Manson guy. But it feels like he's that guy at a party that everybody feels is like wacky and like you were saying earlier, like quirky, but like you don't necessarily want to give that person a recording contract, you know?
No.
In September 1968, the Beach Boys recorded Manson's song Cease to Exist, retitled it Never Learn Not to Love, and released it as a B-side that December. The song was credited solely to Dennis Wilson, not Manson.
Ooh, and how did Manson feel about that?
He gave up his publishing rights in exchange for like $100,000 worth of stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what stuff, but I guess he was willing to like have stuff for his new house.
Yeah.
Oh my God, when they lived with him, they stole so much. Like they were rowdy and unpredictable. They'd eat all of the food. They would go to stores and be like, oh, just put it on Wilson's. Wilson's account.
Okay, that is iconic.
When Wilson left, it was because he was scared of Manson and he was like, lease is up, bye. But when he left, they stole everything out of the house before they were evicted. Like they were like tearing up fucking carpet and shit. Like they're like, we're gonna strip this bare like fucking termites.
So this is why he didn't really care.
Yeah.
Manson didn't really care about like pursuing the whole stealing my song thing.
No, absolutely
as much.
not. No, he got what he wanted.
You know what? Let's let bygones be bygones here.
Yeah. When Manson tried to reconnect and just be like, hey, what's going on? He did so by sending Wilson a letter with a bullet in it and a threatening message that he left with the housekeeper, which I feel like probably wasn't super enticing.
Cool.
Honestly, if I got it, I'd be like, oh my God, that's so cute. I'll make a little bullet necklace and like write him back and be like, dear Charlie, thank you so much for the
beautiful
for
necklace.
The pendant. At first, I thought you might be angry at me, but now I see we're just as good as friends as ever. In August 1968, following the eviction, Manson and the family moved into the Spahn Ranch, which is so classy. It was a Western film set. So like you were on like a old-timey Western ranch with like, I think there was like a little saloon and stuff, like so
Cute.
Dope and so cinematic.
Oh my God, that'd be a great vacation rental.
And obviously like this was in disrepair. This was not like a working film set. And the guy that owned it was like some old guy who like lived on a house near the ranch. And like there's obviously like horses, animals, like the guy is running like a real ranch. It's just like the film set was using his land as a rancher to be more convincing.
Yeah. A very common thing here. People have like ranches or stately homes.
And the ranch made most of its money by doing like horseback rides, stuff like that, like offering them to the public. And female members of the family did chores around the ranch to help maintain the property. And on Manson's orders, some women also had sex with the nearly blind 80-year-old owner, George Spahn.
Oh my God.
And he said at some point that like he didn't really know what was going on down there. Like he stayed up at his house. He didn't really go down to where they were. And
but
like
he still had sex with the girls.
Again, nearly blind. So he wasn't like looking out the window to see what they were doing.
No.
A lot
but
of
it doesn't
these
sound
men
like he
are
cared
just,
that much.
No. A lot of these men were just like, listen, I don't know what's going on down there. It doesn't seem safe. It doesn't seem right. But if you give me some of the women to have sex with, it's not really my problem, is it? And also,
if I have a slightly unwilling woman, I will look the other way.
Yeah.
Jesus
so they would serve as his guides and help him navigate the property. Like he probably thought
like his
that this
seeing
was,
eye dogs.
Yeah. What the fuck? You can have a dog there. Get a dog.
can't fuck a dog. I mean, you can, but
Well, I'm sure I don't think George Spahn was necessarily against it, but they also got to live there rent free in heavy quotation marks, because I think rent was free for Charles Manson. It was
Okay.
not for the women maintaining their property and having sex with him. Like
Yeah.
they were
were
paying
homemakers.
their fucking
They were-
rent. Like
they were a house. Yeah.
yeah, they were working
Yeah. They were unwilling housewives.
in like every way, or at least for the old guy. And I would still say, the more I look into various cults for various videos and episodes of the podcast, there's a lot of, oh, you're in a cult, you're stupid, you're in a cult, you're a bad person. It's like, you know who's a bad person? Scientologists. It's like some of these people are fucking raised in it and like abused their entire lives, separated from their parents. Like it feels really fucked up. I know that a lot of these people went on to commit murder. And like, obviously, in very specific circumstances, I believe murder is wrong.
Yeah.
But like, I feel so horrible every time I hear about anything about these women and girls, and the way that they're referred to as like glassy-eyed disciples who would do anything for him. It really paints the picture that they're like groupies in a way. And I don't agree.
That's the stereotype.
Like, obviously I wasn't there, but like, I don't agree with that personification, with that like distillation of them down to just like girls are always obsessed with bad men. And it's like, no, they were groomed.
He specifically picked women who were coming, and girls who were coming from, who were vulnerable as well, who were like homeless in many cases. So probably a lot of them weren't happy with what was happening, but it's better than going back to the streets or better than going back to whatever abusive home life they had before. Like, people don't leave cults for the same reasons they don't leave abusive relationships. It's not because they're happy or because they don't realize that anything is wrong. It's because they don't really have any other option. Also, at a certain point, you probably think, if I leave, he'll kill me.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and also like everyone you know is part of the cult and they're there. And there's this like, I don't know what the actual term is, but there's like a normalization that goes on when it's happening to an entire group of people all around you. Like it instantly becomes normal. And that's part of the reason why it was easy for him to lure people in, because it's like, well, like how dangerous could this be? It's like there's so many women there. Like the amount of times you'll hear people like say to a child, like, if you're lost, like go to like a woman, like run up to a woman, like a woman will be safer. Like I'll be safer around a woman. Right. And I think usually that's probably a better bet, but not always. And when it's not, the way you're blindsided is going to potentially be a lot. You're going to doubt your instincts a lot more, that like, actually, I got in the car with these two women and now I'm feeling really weird. But it's like, but like, I don't know. They seem okay, I guess.
They seem fine. Yeah.
And then you end up at the fucking Manson family ranch.
Yeah.
And more people are about to be recruited because now they have a lot more fucking space. So according to the book Helter Skelter, the Manson family gradually transformed into like a full-blown doomsday cult when Manson became obsessed with the idea of an impending apocalyptic race war between Black Americans and white Americans. Whether this was the motive for the future murders was contested in the recent book Chaos by Tom O'Neill, who is a huge critic of Helter Skelter, and implied that its writer, Vincent Bugliosi, the prosecutor in the Manson case, had changed or omitted key details to sensationalize the crime and give himself like more standing both in the media and for his book.
Okay.
I've read both of these books for this video, and I honestly have no idea who is sensationalizing what, because it's pretty sensational to write Chaos, which is like, everything you know about the Manson murders is wrong. And also, it was fucking the government with LSD.
It's kind of a sensational case.
Like, yeah, it just feels sensational. But I do agree, Manson was trying to start a race war is like a pretty, that'll get you headlines. And especially as a prosecutor, your name becomes like synonymous with it, right? Like the bigger the case is, especially back then, the more likely you are to be considered like a high-powered prosecutor. And the media attention on this was wild.
Right. So is the contention whether or not he was actively trying to start it, or whether or not he believed one, like, or like how much he believed one was coming?
I think almost
Like, how
everybody
central that was.
agrees he believed it, but not everybody believes these were the main motives for the murders.
So like, okay.
Like, yeah, like
Yeah,
I don't really feel like Tom O'Neill really, I think he thought the importance of Helter Skelter to Manson was less of a like inciting incident for the murders. But I think he does downplay it a little because the followers have talked about it, like
Right.
in trial, after trial. And Manson was not one to agree publicly that like, oh yeah, I was trying to start a race war. But like, I don't
Yeah, of
believe
course
anything this man says. Like,
I don't even think he knows what he's saying half the time.
no, absolutely not.
He's just spitballing. He's doing Manson jazz.
But like, I will say, whatever his ultimate motivations for the murders specifically, Manson was a white supremacist. Like,
Mhm.
it may be my new psychic powers, but something tells me he was a huge fucking racist. Maybe it was his racism. Maybe it was the swastika he tattooed on his forehead. Maybe it's his hair. But I feel pretty confident
Yeah.
just based on at least one of those.
There was
three
definitely
things.
there. We could say
There were
that
signs.
he had some racial hangups.
Yeah, we could say that. And I will after this break, because we've been going for a while. I
don't want to get ads based on what we've
No,
just been
there's-
talking
there's-
about.
like no ads.
No ads.
So we're back, and we're at the point in the story, if you know the story, where Manson turns his hippie-free love cult into a doomsday cult by convincing his followers that Black people would rise up and exterminate the white population, except for him and whoever was part of his family. Extremely convenient.
Mhm.
He claimed that Black people wouldn't be able to survive without white leadership, and eventually would turn to him as their master.
Oh my God.
I know, fucking freak. This is a piece of shit.
Oh my God.
So Vincent Bugliosi's case showed that Manson had been predicting a race war long before he coined the term Helter Skelter, which he would eventually refer to it as. According to family member Paul Watkins, Manson hadn't used that term until New Year's Eve 1968 at a gathering at the ranch near Death Valley, where he coined the term because he believed this was all communicated to him in a Beatles song of the same name on their recently released album that's referred to as the White Album.
Great album. Banger album.
It was self-titled, right? And then that's why people call it
Yeah, it was
the
just
White
called
Album.
The Beatles, but it was white.
Okay.
Really good album. Not the best song on it. Like, okay. But-
Well, that's the song that was very specifically whispering to him in the night. And we're going to get into some of the lines and what he thought they were actually trying to say to him soon, because they are wild.
These
I think
guys
it's
were also just like high on drugs. So it is
absolutely.
just like a person who's high on drugs interpreting the ramblings of another bunch of people who are high on drugs.
Which is like usually my Friday nights, but
Yeah.
on my Friday nights, there's no racism, no swastika tattoos or whatnot.
No, just like reading out your horoscope while you're high on drugs.
Yeah, which is a time-honored tradition amongst both
And
gays
hoping
and
that
women.
Ethel Kane hears it somewhere.
Maybe she will. Appearing in a 2009 documentary called Manson, former Manson follower Catherine Scher said the following. For anyone wanting to watch this, I'll put the links in the show notes and in the description. The full documentary is on YouTube, free to watch. So it's pretty dope.
When the Beatles' White Album came out, Charlie listened to it over and over. The song Helter Skelter, he was interpreting that to mean the blacks were going to go up and the whites were going to go down.
Okay.
So when they said go down, she did mean perish.
When I get to the bottom, I go top to the top of the slide or whatever.
But like also underground. So
To become mole people?
yes, literally
Hell yeah.
mole people.
Hell yeah, bitch.
Okay, so we're getting into his actual theory for how everything was going to go down, and it's wild. So in his apocalyptic vision, he and the family would trigger the coming race war by creating an album filled with coded messages like the Beatles had with their White Album to attract hippies from Haight-Ashbury. These messages would supposedly inspire mass chaos throughout the world, because I guess people would be listening all over the place, and rally the counterculture to Manson's cause. The prophecy then claims that Black men, angered by losing access to white women, would erupt in violent...
Oh my God.
I know. The racism is not just like black, like, oh, it's going to be a race war, black people versus white people. The way he envisions this, every part of it is so... There's like 80 different stereotypes and characterizations.
I've never heard the details. I thought it was him reacting to basically the civil rights movement and being like, oh, racial tensions are going to get so bad that this is going to cause a race war. Not, oh my God.
Yeah. He's like, because Black men got access to white women thanks to the 1960s sexual liberation, and then would lose it, there would be a violent retaliation. Like, it would blow up.
Oh my God. There's going to be an uprising.
According to family member Brooks Poston, Manson said Black revolutionaries would commit brutal murders in wealthy white neighborhoods and would go about slashing victims, dismembering bodies. The projection here, sir, smearing blood on walls and writing pigs in the victim's own blood. In response, according to Watkins and Tex Watson, two family members, terrified white people would then launch a murderous counterattack. Manson claimed militant Black groups would then use this chaos to escalate the violence, triggering a full-blown race war between racist and non-racist whites. So now, what the libs and the Republicans are fighting.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the militant Black groups and the militant white groups are fighting, and everybody's killing each other. And after the dust settled, the Black militants would finish off any surviving white militants and then kill all non-Black minorities.
Okay. So really, the people coming out of this in the worst position are like Asian people, Latinos.
Yeah.
They don't stand a single chance.
According to this, absolutely no. Like, they just get wiped out. Like, whoever's left, gone.
You could be a white person and survive as long as you're Charlie's friend.
Yes, because they are going to wait out Helter Skelter in a hidden underground city.
Okay.
Beneath the Death Valley, accessible through a hole in the ground that they have to lower themselves down with a rope.
And there's like a password on the door, and the password is like every week it's a new password, and it's like a different brand of cheese or something, like something white people really like. It's gonna be like a different color polo. A different brand of polo maker.
No. So once the war ended, the family would emerge as the only surviving white people. Manson claimed, as I said earlier, that the Black survivors would be unable to govern themselves and turn to him for leadership.
Oh my God.
The fucking hubris. I bet this man does not even wash his own underwear. You are going to lead the entire remaining world. He has barely learned
how to read.
Yeah,
He doesn't even know how to pay rent.
It's all been extremely racist, but this is about to be seriously racist. So let's get our brains in for that.
Yay.
As Watkins recalled, Manson envisioned himself ruling over the remaining survivors on Earth, now all Black people except for his family, as if they were dogs. Quote, scratching the Black man's fuzzy head, close quote, kicking him and ordering him to, quote, go pick the cotton and be a good N-word, close quote.
Jesus Christ.
He did not say N-word.
No.
As I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah.
But I will. It's very clear, I think, upon hearing this, why this piece of shit ended up with a swastika tattooed on his head.
Yeah.
He did not have it at this point, He gets it eventually, but
I wish he was brave enough to discuss his ideas about Helter Skelter and the aftermath in front of actual Black people.
I mean, I don't know if I would
I think he
want.
needed to get his ass beaten at some point.
Yeah, I still don't think I'd want for there have to be Black people around him at any point. Especially to listen to his insane racist ramblings. I think we could have just killed him. We could have handled this.
He could have died on that bus.
Well, we, like, as white people, we could have handled this.
We could have handled it. Okay, so this is like a Respect the Dead PSA. Jump your local racist.
Yeah.
Jump your local racist.
Look to your left.
It's not a
Look to your
crime
right.
if they're racist.
If you see a white person, hurt them.
That's
You never
right.
know what they might be thinking. So he didn't just believe this, obviously. He had to convince everyone, like him believing it himself is just a crazy man on LSD's
yeah.
crazy little prophecy, but he has to convince all his followers of it too, right?
Yeah.
Like every good cult needs a doomsday.
You got to make it real. You got to make it a real cult thing.
You need a reason, like a rallying cry. You need something that keeps everybody there, that convinces them that no matter how bad it gets here, I need to stay here because this is where I'm safe, or this is where I'm understood, or there's always some compelling reason why people need to stay with you.
There's a ticking clock, and the day when you will be vindicated is coming.
Yes.
It's just around the corner.
Any day now.
Any day now.
So in order to do this, he convinced them using Beatles lyrics, getting them very high on LSD and being like, see, you see how these are messages? Bugliosi writes that Manson told numerous people, including former Barker gang member Alvin Karpis, the one who taught him guitar, creepy, that given the chance, he could be much bigger than the Beatles, which I think is hilarious.
That's crazy because they're bigger than Jesus.
Yeah. And nobody really even thinks about you anymore, except for me, apparently, and weird girls who like murder podcasts, which I guess is also our audience.
Yeah.
The crossover is...
Hey to everyone
it's a real Venn diagram, but like...
Yeah. Hey to everyone who
it's
loved
close.
My Favorite Murder.
Well, listen, I understand how these podcasts might be similar, but unlike Karen and Georgia, and I have no idea if this is true, but I would imagine at this point they fucking hate each other. They're like,
we wanted a
8
friendlier
episodes a month.
podcast where two bitches were reading Wikipedia.
In My Life with Charles Manson, every single one of these fucking cult members wrote a goddamn book. Which,
oh my God, of course. You would.
Of course you
have
did.
to.
I want to write a book about everything. I'll somebody will step on my foot in the store and I'll be like, can't wait to see your
the
name
trauma.
in my fucking
Can't wait
book.
to publish my book about this. Yeah.
Yeah. About this, called The Trauma.
The Trauma.
Your face is on the cover. I hope you know. I feel like this is how J.K. Rowling lives her life. Every time somebody's meet on her on Twitter, she's like, "You're going in my next book, bitch.
You're going down in history. People will remember you forever."
Right? She would say it in an extremely like grandiose way. I think that is you who should consider your legacy, or at least you will need to after I'm done with you. Is that British? I don't even know what that was. So he gets them to all sit around the campfire and he tells them the Helter Skelter prophecy and then makes them listen to the White Album repeatedly over days until they believed it, which is like,
so brainwashing.
Classic brainwashing. Classic brainwashing. The good, like back when we were young and they had like real American brainwashing.
Classic
where you put in the work before kids just didn't want to work. They want to put in the time and the effort.
There is one track on the White Album, like it's just number 9, right? It's an interlude track, and it's just a guy going number 9, number 9, number 9 for like a minute. And imagine hearing that every 45 minutes or whatever. Yes, every 45 minutes ever, like for like 2 days straight.
That was the most important.
I'm sure
song
it's
for
probably the
him.
one that drove them the most crazy. It's probably the one that they were like, I will say whatever you want me to say for you to stop playing this album.
We're about to get into the album and talk about some of the lyrics and then what he was imagining the lyrics would be.
It actually is a great song, but like, Jesus Christ, I would kill myself.
I need to order this album. I
It's
think
a
I'm
great
going to buy the
album. It's a
vinyl
great
and just
album.
like listen to it tomorrow as my treat.
I
always
think it's
get a
actually my
treat when I do
favorite.
something like this. Of all their albums,
I think the one that everybody says is Abbey Road, but I think it's probably my favorite.
so they believed him after days and days of being on LSD and listening to this.
Classic brainwashing.
This is a quote that was in Helter Skelter from Paul Watkins. At that point, Charlie's credibility seemed indisputable. For weeks, he had been talking a revolution, prophesying it. We had listened to him rap. We were geared for it,
God,
making
no.
music to program the young love. Then, from across the Atlantic, the hottest music group in the world substantiates Charlie with an album which is almost blood-curdling in its depiction of violence. It was uncanny. No, you were on LSD.
You were on drugs, honey.
And you were being brainwashed. So let's take a look at some of the lines from the album and see if we see what Charles saw.
I can't wait to see his interpretation. You know, I do think that like every interpretation is valid of like art, but like,
I disagree.
Come on,
art is
be
completely
silly.
literal. I don't believe in metaphor whatsoever. And if it says it on a piece of paper, that's exactly what it means. And I've always
If you
felt
wanna
that way,
read
and I
some
always
shit-
will.
if you want to read some shit into the White Album, I will watch your fucking video essay on YouTube. But like,
But not if
the
it's for a
Beatles
race
aren't
war.
whispering something to you.
You know what? Let's take a break first, and we'll
then
see. Yeah, this is our last break of the episode. Let's see if we can get I don't know, something for music.
Yeah,
Oh,
little
the White
Spotify
Album.
ad.
I just got it. He was so racist. I just got it. I was like, the White Album.
Oh my
That makes
God,
sense. Yeah.
I didn't get that either.
Okay, the first lyric we're going to
course you
talk about
did.
is "Oh Honey Pie." So let's get an ad for Honey Pie, whatever the fuck that is. Honey pie, delicious pie. Okay, are you ready? You want to
I'm so ready.
get into these? Okay.
I'm
So I'm going to give you the
so ready.
lyric, and then you can either guess or I can tell you what it's going to be, or what he thought it would be. What does that even mean? What he thought they were secretly trying to convey to him. Oh, honey pie, my position is tragic. Come and show me the magic of your Hollywood song. The Beatles know that Jesus Christ has returned to Earth and is in Los Angeles. And they want Manson to create his song, that is his album, that will set off Helter Skelter.
So Charles Manson is Jesus's honey pie. Like, are the Beatles singing from? Is Jesus the narrator of this song?
I have no idea.
Great. Sounds sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? Literally,
Why
why
not? I don't know how else to interpret those lyrics, so sure. What the hell?
Oh, honey pie, you were driving me frantic. Sail across the Atlantic to be where you belong. Meaning, the Beatles
Go to Britain? Oh, no,
want-
they need to. Different honey
want
pie.
Jesus Christ to come to England.
Oh.
But according to Bugliosi and Helter Skelter, Manson was like, no. You need to come here. So they wrote the band letters, telegrams, got their number and started calling them. And they're like, we got your message, but you need to come here instead.
Okay.
The Beatles did not come join them in Death Valley.
No. The Beatles, if I were the Beatles at that point, I would have been like, okay, I'm now canceling the LA leg of the tour.
Oh, absolutely.
This is like, I'm never coming to your godforsaken country.
And when at last I find you, your song will fill the air. Sing it loud so I can hear you. Make it easy to be near you. Meaning, the Beatles want Manson to make an album.
Okay. I mean,
Sure.
that tracks. That tracks.
Yeah, that one's close
of course.
enough.
Yeah.
When I hold you in my arms and I feel my finger on your trigger, I know no one can do me harm because happiness is a warm gun. Bang, bang, shoot, shoot.
Banger
The
song.
Beatles are advising Black people to get guns and fight white people. I literally
So
don't.
the Beatles, like, okay, the Beatles fully want to be part of Manson's family.
Absolutely. Of course.
Like, they want Black people to win so that then they can be part of the family
Yes.
and like be the only
because Black
band.
people are going to start Helter Skelter. It is Black people who are going to start the revolution. And that is like his prophecy is like set in a way where unless he can like start the ball rolling, it's never going to happen.
Right.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night, take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. The Black man is going to arise and overthrow the white man. And the Beatles are now programming Black people to rise with these lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he got it from Blackbird. He was like, I told you.
He didn't say Whitebird.
When I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the slide where I stop and I turn and I go for a ride, which is a reference to the family's emergence from the bottomless pit, the underground Death Valley hideaway where the group will escape the violence of Helter Skelter.
That's amazing. All this time, I thought they were just talking about doing drugs.
That makes no sense. This
true.
makes sense.
Makes way more sense this way.
Revolution 9. According to Tex Watson, the Beatles track Manson talked about most and saw as the most important was Revolution 9. In a 1970 conversation with researcher Dalton, Manson said Revolution 9 was what first turned him on to Chapter 9 of the Book of Revelation. He believed that Revelation 9 predicted the fall of the establishment, the opening of the pit, and the death of 1/3 of mankind. Manson interpreted the sounds in the track machine gun fire, pigs oinking, and the word rise as audio signals of the coming race war. He claimed the repeated phrase number 9 referred to Chapter 9 and was packed with prophetic meaning. Watkins said, too, that Manson spent hours quoting and interpreting Revelation to the family, particularly verses from Chapter 9, and wrote that the Bible had absolutely no meaning in our life in the family apart from that one chapter. The chapter 9, verses 2 and 3 being, and he opened the bottomless pit, and there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. Locusts, I guess, is referring to the Beatles. And according to Watson, the scorpions of the earth that have power means the power of the scorpion, that is Manson, who is a Scorpio, will prevail.
Okay.
It all makes sense.
I follow. Just a little bulletin board with pins in it.
Yeah,
and string.
We're getting there. Oh, and the locusts, verses 7 and 8 are, and the locusts' faces were as the faces of men, and they had hair as the hair of women. And guess what?
So like the Beatles.
The Beatles
like the
have
Beatles.
women's hair.
Yeah. Women love getting bowl cuts.
I've never met a woman who didn't have one.
I'm having one right now.
In a Rolling Stone interview, Manson emphasized the pig noises followed by gunfire as signs of the violent overthrow of white society. When asked if the Beatles intended to send him that message, Manson replied, I don't know whether they did or not, but it's there. Like, basically, like, listen, nobody knows if they did it on purpose, but I think we can all agree they were sending me messages.
It was a message I was supposed to receive, whether they were aware of it or not.
He believed the meaning existed in the subconscious and that the music itself was triggering a revolution, intentional or not. Like, the music was part of it. Like, it was going to play a role. It wasn't just communication to him. Like, the tracks, those tracks, and then eventually the tracks Manson would make would work together to trigger a revolution through the Earth's vibrational frequencies or whatever the fuck hippies think.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he was a hippie. He wanted to trigger a war. That is like the exact opposite of a hippie. But he was like the aesthetics of like the counterculture movement and everything at the time. Yeah. Yeah, he's an anti-hippie.
As in he was dirty and had long hair.
Yes.
Like he didn't wash his asshole and he had long hair. And people were like, that's clearly
and like
a hippie.
Occasionally lived in a bus.
Yeah. Clearly a hippie.
Yeah. The Beatles know in the sense that the subconscious knows, Manson said, asserting the music was helping bring down the establishment. During the future trial, the prosecution argued that this was the motive behind the killings and central to the conspiracy charges that were laid against him. Prosecutor Bugliosi said, what a stupid fucking name too. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bugliosi. Prosecutor Bugliosi said that Manson, and he's making me say it. Okay, the prosecutor said that Manson, I changed his name for him. I'm like, what about something with a little more charisma, like Manson? The prosecutor said that Manson preached that this was foretold in the Book of Revolution and the Beatles' White Album. And according to Paul Watkins during the trial, Manson and the family actively prepared for Helter Skelter in the months leading up to the eventual murders. So it seems hard to believe that they weren't at least part of the motive for the eventual murders if they were actually preparing for them. Like they were like gathering like supplies, like they were getting vehicles together, loading them with supplies, getting like fucking ropes. They were studying maps and like laying out their pathway because they were like, once the race war starts, we need to get the fuck out of here and get into our hole in the ground.
And get into the ground.
Get to the bottom of that bottomless pit as fast as we can. Yeah. I don't know how they were planning on living in a bottomless pit.
Just hanging on the sides.
Are there sides? I guess it's not a sideless pit.
Yeah. A bottomless pit is defined by sides, but no bottom.
Right. But if you're going down a hole that's leading to the bottomless pit, like you're just like hanging in like a...
Maybe they were expecting to like fall
the holes
all the way down
side,
so
maybe?
far that you go around you come out the other side and then you fall back down again. And you just like go back and forth.
I watched a horrible YouTube video about this recently, about what would happen if you fell through a hole in the earth.
Amazing.
It doesn't look very fun. In their preparation, they're loading up supplies, setting up maps, making their little plans, but also working on songs for their upcoming album they expect to happen. That's going to help trigger the race war.
They're so productive.
I know.
I wish I was that productive.
Honestly, they really could have done really well on YouTube, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
They could do amazing on TikTok.
According to yes. It's got to be so easy to start a cult on TikTok.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone on there is so worm-brained. Like,
and nowadays you don't even have to do it yourself. You just like get an AI to make the TikTok for you.
Yes.
To make the cult speech and make the cult leader.
I've really considered making like a TikTok account that's like all conspiracy theories that I made up using only AI. So nobody could recognize my voice or anything, because I would come up with the best conspiracy theories.
Oh my God, it'd be so funny.
They're putting chocolate in the milk so we don't taste the poison.
Wait, that's a real one though, isn't it?
No, I don't know. Oh, is it? I thought I just made it up.
Not poison, but I think a long time ago there was like they put chocolate in the milk so you don't notice that there's pus in the milk. And I'm like, I think that's why we pasteurize milk. Though.
Yeah.
We just heat it up. There is pus in the milk.
I do love the vegan lie that like every time you drink milk, you're drinking blood and pus. Like I think it's pretty metal that vegans tell people that.
It.
I'm like, yeah, every time I drink, there's like blood in it because I have gingivitis. Like I'm actually fine. So yeah, they're planning their backroads route to avoid highways and reach the desert undetected. And according to Tex Watson, even used parts of the Beatles song Helter Skelter to help plot the escape route. Like
that's
they
amazing.
followed the lyrics to like what they could possibly mean on the map. It's all fucking word association.
Yeah.
In his final interview before his death in 2015, Vincent Bugliosi made a surprising confession to Rolling Stone. He was asked whether Manson truly believed in the Helter Skelter prophecy, including the family hiding in a bottomless pit. And for the first time, Bugliosi expressed doubt. Did Manson himself believe all this ridiculous, preposterous stuff about all of them living in a bottomless pit in the desert while a worldwide war went on outside? I think, without knowing, that he did not. We're going to get into that and the race war and how it starts in the next episode.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
This is such a fun 3-parter.
I had to do
Great
it in 3
cliffhanger.
parts because it's in 3 parts. Like,
Yeah.
as I was doing the research, I was like, okay, so there's before he starts the cult, the forming of the cult, and convincing the cult to do all the horrible things they're about to do, and then the horrible
And
things
then
in
the
the
horrible
trial.
things.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, the first episode was like an hour and a half. The second episode is like an hour and a half.
They're each going to be, we're not putting out
Around
a
the same.
6-hour episode.
So,
That's insane.
yeah, we're not putting out a 6-hour episode. we're just not.
No, we're not doing that to ourselves or anyone else. I'm Dr. Kaylin Conrad. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Kaylin, Twitter, Insta, YouTube is at Kaylin Conrad. And on my main YouTube channel, I also do some stuff investigating some things like cults or fringe groups. What do you do? Where do you live? What are you about?
My name is Hoots. You can find me on Twitter at Punished Hoots and on Blue Sky at Hoots. This is Holly. She keeps appearing more and more. Little
Angus
attention
just
whore.
walked in. That's really funny.
Oh
when you
my
said that at the same
God.
time.
Hey, Angus.
Hey,
Say
hello.
hi to your cousin Holly, Angus.
Why do you say hi to the people?
It's so funny.
trying to
Holly
log off.
and Goblin have like never appear in videos. They always hide when I'm filming, but Holly's been coming out more and more. I think she wants to be famous. There he is. Hi. Holly, look at your cousin. He's right there. Oh my God, he's so good. Holly doesn't let me do that.
He's like literally just perfect. Okay.
Okay, I'm
anyway.
Hoots. You can find me on Twitter at Punish Hoots. You can find me on Blue Sky at Hoots. And you can also find me on YouTube. I also make video essays about whatever old thing.
Yeah, and if you want to suggest someone for us to cover, you can do that over on our Patreon, where you get access to the suggestion cemetery, where you can submit a name, as well as a key to the morgue, where we have like a debrief after every episode. For this one, because it's a 3-parter on the same person, we're going to be doing 1, and we're going to be listening to Manson's music. And that's going to come out after these 3 episodes do, so probably the week after. If you're watching this on YouTube, we love like a subscribe and like a bell moment. If it's a podcast app, a minimum 5-star review. If they'll let you do 6, do 6. Yeah. And thanks to Davi Armanino for editing this episode. You can check more of their work out at daviarmanino.com. And you should. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Goodbye. See you next time. Goodbye.